Hi, it's Megan. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to focus our practice today on surrendering, letting go, going through a full body dynamic flow, thinking about what are those things in our lives that are holding us back right now, those extra bags that we're carrying around, those things that we need to let go of. Maybe we're fighting something in our body or our minds. Maybe it's just a personal struggle that has been weighing on us. During our practice today, let's use the breath to let go, whether it be something mental, physical, emotional, whatever that might be for you. Today, let it go. Acknowledge it for what it is and then release it. Every time you exhale, think about releasing, maybe just a little bit more, unloosening the grip. As we move through our practice, maybe we have a strap handy, looking for lots of movement to create that new energy, to create that release and that surrender. We're going to start standing in mountain pose, standing at the top of our mat with our feet about hip distance apart. We're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose, keeping the lips, the jaw, the throat soft. Let's stand tall, creating a nice, strong, confident posture, feeling all corners of the feet. We're going to inhale, sweeping those hands up toward the sky. On the exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to a flat back, drawing the hands out to the sides, opening up through the chest. Exhale down. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step back into a plank. Holding our plank position here, breathe in and exhale. Take another breath, inhale and exhale. Bring the knees down to the ground. Come back to an extended child's pose. Reach out through the fingertips, stretching those arms out in front of us. Again, breathe in, feeling the spine long here. Just take the time you need. Point, making sure we take a few extra breaths to relax. Come up into our all fours position. Inhaling, open through the chest, letting the belly come down to the ground for cow. Exhale, round the spine toward the sky for cat. Inhale into our cow. Breathe through the throat, through the neck. Exhale, round the spine, tucking the tailbone forward. Lifting the belly button to the spine. Really draw that belly button in as we press into the hands. Inhale, open one more time. We might bend the elbows here as we come into our cow. And exhale, really press back through the hands. Rounding the back, tucking the tailbone in. And come back to our neutral spine. Let's tuck the toes, press the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Maybe bicycling the heels out here. Bending one knee and then the other. Feeling good through the calves, all the way down through the Achilles tendon. Soften the knees. We're going to step forward into forward fold. Lengthening the spine, letting the head fall. As the tailbone reaches up toward the sky, we're going to press into those feet. Let the neck shake. Yes, accept and invite those things that help us to release and let go of those things that we hold on to that are not serving us today. Bend the knees deep, dropping those hips down and back. Let's roll all the way up. Reach the hands up toward the sky. And on the exhale, floating forward again into our forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Hold here in our plank. Breathe in. Exhale. Let's take that right hand. We might need to step the feet a little wider. Take that right hand, wrap it around the lumbar spine, putting all the weight into the left hand and the 2 feet. And then the right hand comes down and the left hand wraps around the lumbar spine. Keep breathing here. Left hand comes down. We plant the knees back down on the ground and send the tailbone back into our child's pose stretch. Inhaling back up into our all fours this time. Let's extend the right leg straight out behind us so it's parallel to the ground. Bend that right knee, flexing the right foot. We're going to press the foot up toward the sky, looking for some strength work in the glute, in that right glute. So press the foot up toward the sky. Just take it slow and controlled. Don't need to count. press it up one more time, then open the knee out to the side as we bend the knee toward the outside of the right elbow, opening that hip, press it back and release that foot down. Do the opposite leg. Extend the left leg, keeping the core strong, reaching out through the heel, bend the knee, and then press that left foot up toward the sky. The whole time we're going to keep the core strong. Again, looking for some strength building in the glute. Then open the left knee out to the side, opening through that hip, left knee to left elbow. Then press it back out and release down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let's focus on knitting the rib cage together, pressing back through those hands, releasing the heels down toward the ground. Soften the knees, step forward into forward fold. Fully surrender into the fold. Soften the knees, dropping those hips down and back. Roll all the way up like a nice ragdoll. Shoulders come up into the ears. Down and back. Release the hands up toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Let's bring the knees down to the ground into our kneeling plank. Exhale to a kneeling chaturanga push-up. Press back up, extended child's pose. We're going to flow that 2 more times. Inhale, forward, kneeling plank. Exhale, kneeling chaturanga. Come down just to that point where we can hold it with the belly off the ground. Core strong, arms strong. Press back, extended child's pose. 1 more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, kneeling chaturanga. Press back. Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Soften the knees, stepping forward into forward fold. Maybe we step with the opposite leg this time, taking a different path into our forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees deep, roll all the way up. Roll those shoulders up into the ears and then let it go. Shoulders come back and down. Reach the hands toward the sky. Take the right hand on the left wrist. Draw that left hand, left arm across the center of the body, stretching out the left side. Then switch sides. Left hand on the right wrist. Draw it across. Inhale, reach the hands toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Let's soften the knees. Step the right foot forward in between the hands. Let the left knee come down. Sweep the hands up toward the sky for our low lunge, keeping that left foot tucked under. So we're on the ball of the foot, the left knee on the ground. Then the hands come down to frame the right foot, step forward into forward fold, inhaling to flat back. Exhale down, bend the knees deep, roll all the way up. Reach the hands up toward the sky. Breathe, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, flowing with the breath, plant the hands, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Enjoy. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in. Exhale through the mouth, soften the knees. Step forward with the left foot, let the right knee come down. Keeping the right toes tucked under, reach the hands up toward the sky, low lunge, breathe open through the heart and the chest. Surrender and release. Hands come down to frame the left foot, stepping forward with the right foot. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees deep, come all the way up. Shoulders up into the ears and then roll them back and down. Reach the hands towards the sky. Then exhale the hands behind the back, clasping the hands together, opening that heart, being vulnerable, being open to what surrender will mean for us. It's a scary place sometimes to let go. Embrace it. Soften the knees, reach the hands up toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. Hold here in our plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Hold there in chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Hold in upward dog. And breathe in, exhale. Lift all the way back up into down dog and breathe there. Soften the knees, lift and extend the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. Pressing through that right foot, extending the right leg. Breathe those toes up toward the sky, opening that side of the body. And then square the hips. Let's take the right knee down to the ground. Kickstand the right foot off the edge of the mat as we come into a kneeling side plank with the right fingertips down. Left hand reaches up and open toward the sky, maybe even open back through the heart. Then the left hand comes down. As we press back into downward facing dog, we're going to soften the knees, step the right foot forward into our high lunge. Reach the hands up toward the sky. Breathe into those fingertips. Nice low lunge in those legs. Breathe through the left hip flexor. Take the hands out to the sides with the palms facing forward, then clasping the hands behind the back. Again, open the heart and the chest. Send those knuckles down toward the ground. Then we're going to bring the fingertips down to frame the right foot. Press back through the right foot as we lengthen out through the right leg, straightening it as much as we can, folding forward, stretching out the hamstring on the right leg. Take another breath there. It's a modified pyramid, so that left heel still off the ground. Bend into the right knee as we walk the right foot to the edge of the mat. Both hands inside that right foot, planting the hands down under the shoulders. Then right knee to right elbow, so knee to elbow plank. Press the foot back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back. Bend that knee, turn the hip open. Maybe extending through the left leg, pointing through those toes, feeling a nice big stretch through the right inner thigh. Then we'll square the hips. Send the left knee down to the ground, right underneath the hip, then kickstanding the left foot off the edge of the mat as the right hand reaches up toward the sky. Open up into our kneeling side plank. Breathe through the right arm, through the heart. And then closing it back up. Sending ourselves back in to downward facing dog. Soften the knees, step the left foot forward in between the hands. Come all the way up into our high lunge. Take it as deep and low as we want to today, or back off. Then bringing the arms out to the sides, palms facing forward, opening. Take another breath. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands behind the back, clasping the hands together, sending those knuckles down to the ground, maybe opening the heart and the chest. And then lifting all the way back up. Bringing the hands down to frame that left foot as we press back through the left foot, extending the left leg, sending the head, the heart, the chest down toward the left leg, stretching out the hamstring. And bend back into the left knee as we walk the left foot to the edge of the mat. Bringing both hands inside the left foot, getting a stretch through the left hip. And then taking that left foot off the ground as the left knee to the left elbow for kneeling, knee to elbow plank. We can always put that right knee down to modify. Press it back into full plank. Let's hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Make it strong. Inhale. Exhale one more time. Inhale and exhale. Then on the inhale, breathe in. Exhale, come down through our chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale back into down dog. Let's soften the knees, lift and extend the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. Knee rise up onto the right fingertips. Really allow yourself to hold on with that left hand. Then square the hips. As the right foot comes forward, we plant the left foot down, finding warrior one. Choosing whatever arms we want, reaching up toward the sky, maybe cactus arms. We're going to bend the elbows out to the sides. Take that right arm underneath the left for our eagle arms. We're going to step the left foot forward. Lift the right knee up toward the sky. Bend into the or right out in front of us. Bend into the left knee. Then wrap that right leg around the left for our eagle. Squeezing everything tight in the center. The more we squeeze those legs together, more we squeeze the core. Keep breathing. The more compact, the better balance right in the center that we can have, right over that left foot. And then release that, planting the right foot down on the ground. We're going to step the left foot back, bringing the fingertips down, just opening to the long side of the mat, placing those fingertips right down near that left foot. Then step back up to the top of our mat. Soften the knees, step back with the right foot opening to the long side of the mat toward the right side. Bend into that right knee, planting the fingertips down gently. Then coming back to the top of the mat. Let's flow that one more time. Back to the left with the left foot toward the left side. Back forward one more time to the right. Sweep it back. And back forward. Stand tall, extended mountain. Reach the hands toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, come back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back into down dog. Soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. Again, maybe rising up onto the left fingertips so the weight goes predominantly in that right hand. Then we'll square the hips as the left foot comes forward, planting the right foot down, turning the toes out, coming up into our warrior one. Breathe into those arms. Elbows come out to the side for our cactus arms. And then draw those forms forward as we take the left arm underneath the right. Again, eagle arms. Getting low in the lunge if we like. Working towards squaring the hips toward the front of the mat. Then stepping the right foot forward, standing tall, keeping the arms just where they are. Lifting that left knee out in front of us, bending into the right knee, then wrapping the left leg around the right, seeing how far we can get that left foot around the back of the right leg. Eagle. Take another breath in and out. And then we're going to stand back, up, tall, releasing the hands, stepping back with the right foot, turning the body toward the right side of the mat as we bend into the right knee, bringing the fingertips down toward that right foot, extending through the left leg. Come back to center. Exhale back with the left foot, bending into that left knee, back to center, standing tall. One more time on either side. Right leg, back to center. And then left leg, just flow it however it feels good. It does not have to be perfect or look any certain way. Come back, stand tall, extended mountain. Open those hands behind the back, clasping them together, knuckles down toward the ground. Again, breathing into the heart. Let go. What is it that you're holding on to? What is it that's holding you back? Don't be afraid to release it. Reach the hands toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, soften the knees, plant the hands, come back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften the knees as we lift and extend the right leg up and back. Bend that knee, turn the hip open. Maybe flipping our dog over. Reach through the heart, the chest, and then send it back over. And as we come over, we're going to stop halfway for a side plank. Taking any variation of side plank, we can drop the knee. We can take the right foot off the left, stagger the feet, maybe do tree. Then take that right foot, sweep it forward, turning the left foot out, open to the long side of the mat for our warrior two. Right leg forward, add the arms when we're ready, create that foundation in our warrior two. We're going to pat ourselves on the back with the right hand. We can use a strap or a towel here in that right hand if we'd like. Bend the left arm behind the back, finding a bind with the hands for our cow's face arms. Keeping that right shoulder down and out of the ear. Let's press back with the right foot, extending the right leg, then come back into the lunge. 2 more times. Press back, and then back into the bend. 1 more time. Press back. Come back into the bend, reach the right hand forward, then reverse our warrior. That left hand can stay wrapped around the lumbar spine. Inhale, reach it back up to our warrior two. Reach forward with the right fingertips, and we're going to find a side angle. Right arm's just going to rest gently on that right thigh as the left arm reaches up toward the sky, and we open up the gaze toward that left arm. We're going to take the left hand and sweep it down toward the ground. Turn the hips down toward the ground as the left knee comes down, keeping the left toes tucked under. Come up into our low lunge as we reach the hands up toward the sky. We're going to drop that right arm down to the outside of the right hip and twist toward the right side in an upright position. You can take that left hand, placing the right hand on top of the left glute, encouraging the hip to open up. Then bringing the hands down to frame the right foot, step back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, back, down dog. Soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open, maybe flipping our dog over here. Breathe in. Exhale, take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then as we come back, about halfway through, we're going to find our side plank. Breathe up through those left fingertips. Stay strong through the core. Another breath in and out. Then bending that left knee, sweeping that leg forward, assisting it as we need to, planting it down. Turning the right toes out, opening to the long side of the mat, warrior two. This time patting ourselves on the back with the left hand. Taking that right arm behind the back, maybe finding the bind, using a strap or a towel here. Let's press back with the left foot, extending into the left leg. Give it a break. Exhale, back down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, press back. Exhale, down. Release the left arm straight out. Then reach forward with the left fingertips with the palm toward the sky. Reverse the warrior as the right hand stays behind the lumbar spine. Reach those left fingertips. Windmill back up to warrior two. Reach forward with the left hand. Then place the left hand gently on the left thigh as the right arm reaches up toward the sky. Using that left forearm to gently encourage the left inner thigh open. Gazing up at the right fingertips, maybe open up and back. Take another breath there. Inhale, exhale. Now we take that right hand down, squaring the hips toward the mat. As we take the right knee down, find our low lunge. Find the lunge first, shifting those hips forward, focusing more on the hip flexor than splaying the chest and the rib cage. Left arm reaches down to the outside of the left hip, right arm toward the sky, then twist toward the left side. Breathe in, exhale. Then we'll come back to center, framing the foot with the hands. Step back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Breathe in. Exhale, soften the knees just a little bit, taking that right hand, reaching it for the outside of the left leg, maybe right around that left ankle, clasp on, and gently encourage the chest in that direction, the right shoulder in that direction. Right hand comes back, to the same thing on the opposite side. So clasp with the left hand on the right ankle. And then bringing the left hand down, soften the knees, step the right foot forward, and roll the arms all the way up and open to the long side of the mat, turning the toes toward the long edges of the mat, opening up the hips. Inhale, the hands up toward the sky. Exhale, the elbows down toward the rib cage as we bend into a deep squat. Inhale, reach the hands toward the sky, straightening out the legs. Exhale, back down into our moonflower. Inhale, reach up, breathe through those strong hands. Exhale, back down. Two more times. Inhale, reach up. Breathe, exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, press up. And exhale, back down. We're going to sweep the left hand down toward the front of our mat. We're going to turn into a warrior one. So squaring the hips toward the front of that. Take the time we need to find it. Bring the hands down into heart center as we step that left foot forward just an inch or so, or a few inches or so, straightening out the right leg, hinging all the way forward into our pyramid. Let the head fall down toward the ground. Soften both knees as the fingertips are framing that right foot. Lift the left leg up toward the sky. Standing splits as the head falls down toward the ground. Use a block here if we'd like, or a water bottle. We can be up on the fingertips, maybe on the palms of the hands, but getting most of the weight into the right foot. Bending the left knee if we'd like. Taking that right hand around, reaching to clasp onto the left foot. We're going to soften in the right knee, bend it a little bit. Lift all the way up into a standing balance with the bind if we can. If that's not available, maybe we come up into a tree. Our standing bent knee balance. Press the left foot into the right hand. Take another breath. Inhale and exhale. Then we're going to release that left foot all the way back again to the long side of the mat, facing the long side toward the left side, turning the toes out. Inhale the hands up toward the sky, maybe walking those feet just a little closer together. Palms come in through heart center in prayer as we bend into a deep squat. If it feels okay for the knees, we come lower, bring those hips lower than the knees. Maybe shift the weight from side to side. Again, if it feels okay, we might even put the fingertips down here. It's a pretty wide squat, a little wider than a traditional malasana. Take another breath. Pay attention to the spine. We're going to keep it nice and long. And then lift the hips up toward the sky as we turn the toes toward the long side of the mat. Let's soften the knees with the fingertips down. We're just going to flow from side to side, bending the left knee, keeping the right leg straight, and then going the other side. Getting some inner thigh stretch here, breathing there through the inner thighs. Maybe one more time on each side. Coming back to center, bending the knees, dropping those hips down and back, looking out through the top of the head. Core strong here, stretching out the glutes. And then walking the hands forward to frame the right foot. We're going to step back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale. Exhale back into down dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, surrender. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, surrender. Soften the knees. Step the left foot forward. Windmill the arms all the way open to the long side of the mat. Again, sitting up for our moonflowers, turning the toes out slightly. The feet, the legs are wide. Inhale, reach the hands toward the sky. Exhale, deep squat. Elbows draw and we're strong through the back and the shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back down. And we sweep the right hand down and square the hips toward the front of the mat. Left leg leading this time in our warrior one. Hands come down through heart center in prayer. We step forward with the right foot. Just in a few inches, lengthen out through the left leg, squaring the hips as much as we can as we begin to hinge forward with a long spine. We fold all the way into our pyramid. Then we soften the knees. We lift the right leg up toward the sky, pointing through the right toes. Make it strong and reach through that right foot. Fingertips, the hands coming close to the left foot, bringing all the weight onto that left foot. And then we can bend the right knee, maybe taking the left hand around. Turn the palm open so that we have an external rotation in the left shoulder if possible. Press the foot into the hands and then soften and bend in that left knee. As we use the strength of the left leg, use the core and our balance to press all the way up into a standing balance, sort of like a dancer except opposite arm and leg. Take another breath there. Inhale. Exhale. And then release the foot from the hand. Step it far back, facing the long side of the mat on the right side. Turning the toes out slightly again, maybe walking those feet a little closer. Reach the hands toward the sky, then bend deep into our plie squat. If we need to, we sit on a block or we use the forearms to rest on the legs to just give us a little extra help Not being afraid to do that. Take another breath. Maybe we walk from our flow from side to side if it feels good. Then bringing the fingertips down, let's press the tailbone up toward the skies. The head comes down, turning the toes toward the long side of the mat, letting the head fall. Let's shake it yes a few times. Inviting in something new, fresh perspective. Exhale out as we shake no. Letting go of that baggage. And then soften the knees, dropping those hips down and back, walking the hands toward the left foot, turning toward the front of our mat. Step back into plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Hold there in our chaturanga. Release all the way down to the ground. Let's lift up through the chest, point the fingertips back, lift the feet off the mat as we point the toes straight back into our locust. Let's try not to squeeze the low back or the glutes, but activate everything on the back side of the body so the work is evenly distributed. Release down, taking those arms out in front of us. About a Y position, pressing the palms into the mat. Let's grip the ground with the hands. Draw back through the shoulder blades, through the serratus anterior. Lifting the chest up just a little bit, keeping the head lined up with the rest of the spine. No need to look straight out. Then we're going to release down. Pressing the hands next to the chest, tucking the toes. We can keep the knees down here if we need to. Reverse chaturanga. Soften the knees, lift up into down dog. Let's bend the left knee, reaching the right heel, maybe a little deeper toward the ground. Release that, switch sides. Release that, soften the knees, step forward into forward fold. We can use a strap here in this next sequence. We're going to balance the standing leg extension. So if we're now holding on to forward fold, finding a strap or a towel if we need it. We're going to bend the knees deep. And we're going to roll all the way up. And as we do, we're going to reach the hands up toward the sky. Bring that right knee out in front of us. Bringing it parallel, standing bent knee, so the right knee is bent. Hands reach up toward the sky. Then bring the hands into heart center. We can use our strap here around the arch of the right foot or the first two fingers on the right big toe. Pressing that right leg straight forward. Let's take the left hand, placing the palm right on the back of the head, opening the elbow out to the side. Find a focal point. Press into the left leg so that we're lifting up and out of the hip. And we're going to rotate this. So we might switch hands. Left hand either on the strap or on the foot. Right arm releases to the right side and all the way toward the back. We're going to gaze over the right shoulder toward that right hand. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to center, bending the right knee. Bringing that heel toward the right glute as we clasp on to the top of the right foot. Lift the left hand up toward the sky for a quad stretch. Soften in the left knee as we hinge forward. Bringing the left fingertips all the way down to the ground. Tap the ground and then come back up. See if we can do that gracefully with balance. Soften in the left knee, hinge forward, tap the left fingertips down. And then come back up. Very nice. Reach the hands up toward the sky. Plant that right foot down. Fold forward. Enjoy the fold. Let the hamstrings relax. Soften these. Drop those hips down and back. Roll all the way up. Maybe take a shoulder roll. Bring those shoulders up into the ears and roll them back and down. Then lift the left knee out in front of us. Hands reach up toward the sky. Standing bent knee. Hands come down through heart center. Focused, controlled movement. Then maybe a strap, a towel, or the first two fingertips on the left big toe. Extend the leg out as much as we can, standing tall and confident. In this surrender, it can be scary. But that's when we grow. That's when we can build that strength, the perseverance. Then we're going to rotate, taking the right hand either on the strap or on the foot. Rotate open toward the left side. Breathe through those left fingertips as we maybe gaze back at the left hand. If we can keep our balance, it's okay to wobble. Take another breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to center. We're going to bend the left knee, point the knee toward the ground as the heel comes toward the left glute. Right hand reaches up toward the sky. Inhaling, exhale. Now soften in the right knee. We're hinging forward at the hip. As we bring the right fingertips down to the ground, find a focal point again to guide you. It's going to change and move as we move, but find something to look at. Reach the hand up toward the sky. Soften in the right knee. Controlled, focused movement and gaze. Bring the right fingertips down. And then all the way back up toward the sky. Left leg releases down. Reach the hands toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back to plank. We're going to come down onto the forearms with the palms facing up. So go ahead and turn the palms facing up. The fingertips are directly out from the elbows. Let's bring the legs together. Squeezing those inner thighs together, engaging the glutes, pressing into the forearms. Breathe in, exhale. Take another breath, inhale, exhale. Then let the knees come down to the ground. Come back into our extended child's pose just for a breath or two. And coming all the way up into all fours, we're going to find a spinal balance, pressing the left leg back and the right leg forward. Reach from the fingertips down to the foot. Bend the knee and the elbow in toward one another. Release it back out. Let's do that again. Knee and elbow come in toward one another as we round the spine. Inhale, reach it back out. And then take it out to a diagonal. Right arm to the right side, left leg to the left side. Back to center. And release it down. Opposite arm and leg. Left arm, right leg. Release it out. Knee and elbow in toward one another, round the spine. Make it strong and controlled. Inhale, reach it out. It's slow with control. Exhale, round. Inhale, reach it out. Take it out to the diagonal. Back to center and release down. Moving through a few cat and cows. Open the chest. Let the belly come down toward the ground. Then press away from the mat. Send the chin toward the chest, the tailbone forward, belly to the spine. One more time. Inhale, open. Breathe. Exhale, round. And then go ahead and release down. We're going to come into a forearm plank with the left forearm down so that the forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. Rotate the left hip down toward the ground. Take the right hand, just place it on the behind the head, right elbow toward the sky. Finding our side plank, forearm side plank. Elbow directly under the shoulder. We're going to let the hips drop down toward the ground and then lift them back up. 2 more times like that. Drop them down toward the ground. Lift back up. 1 more time. Drop them down. If it's too much for the shoulder, we take a break. Lift back up. We're going to float to the other side. So the right forearm comes down so it's parallel to the front of the mat. Right elbow under the shoulder. Set it up with the left hand behind the head, elbow toward the sky. Drop the hips down. Then lift them back up. 2 more times. Drop it down. Lift it back up. 1 more time. Drop it down. And lift it back up. Let's come back up into a plank in the center. Come all the way down through a very slow chaturanga. Release everything to the ground. Find our locust again. Now bring the hands out to the sides with the thumbs facing up. Then out in front of us for our Superman. We might drop down just a little bit, having that long lever. Keep the shoulders back and down. And release the hands. Press up into our all fours. We're going to kickstand the left foot off the left side of the mat as the right hand reaches up toward the sky. Again, our kneeling side plank. Breathe into it. And then lift all the way up onto that left knee as the left hand reaches toward the sky and over toward that right extended leg for gate. And then let's come back up. So we're up on that left knee. We're going to bring the hands down to the ground, but cross the right leg over the left, opening up at that right hip. And sending the tailbone back toward the left heel, sending the chest forward for a variation on a pigeon stretch, looking for openness through the left hip, getting into that piriformis. Take another breath. Then release over into the left hip. Let the tailbone come down. The right knee points up toward the sky. The left foot stays close to the right glute. Lift up through the crown of the head, going into a spinal twist. Draw that right leg in, then twist toward the right side. We can use that right hand as a little leverage, pressing it on the ground. So we turn the chest toward the right side. Breathe in and exhale. And then we're going to come back to center. Sweep ourselves back into the all fours position. Breathe here. Inhale and exhale. And turn the right foot off the right side of the mat. Right hand comes down. Left hand reaches up toward the sky. Kneeling side plank. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Then lift all the way up onto that right knee as the right hand reaches up toward the sky and over toward the left leg. Gate. Coming back up. Bringing those hands down right in front of the right knee. Crossing the left leg around the right. Opening up at the left hip. Sitting back toward the right heel with the tailbone. Sending the chest forward for our variation in our pigeon. If we're not feeling this, we could choose another variation on pigeon, either lying on our back or the traditional pigeon. Stretching out the piriformis. Then resting on the right hip, and then both sits bones on the ground as we point the left knee toward the sky, drawing the right heel toward the glutes. Sit tall and then twist toward the left side, hugging that left knee in. We could even hook the right elbow around the left leg if that's available, using the left hand as a little leverage. Take another breath. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. And then let's come all the way toward the front of the mat, sweeping those legs out in front of us, keeping the knees bent up toward the sky. Toes on the ground here, creating our nice V position. We're going to go into a boat. Fingertips to the, just gently planted next to the hips. We're going to extend the legs with the knees still bent. The legs are going to be extended just enough so that the shins are parallel to the ground. Then let's extend the arms so that they're parallel to the ground also. We're going to press the legs out, letting the spine go back just a little bit, opening into a wider boat, and then close it up a little bit. Inhale, open a little wider. Press those feet out a little bit. They don't have to be fully extended. Exhale, draw it out. Head toward the sky, knees up toward the sky, toward the chest, and then press it back out. Inhale it up. Draw the knees open. Maybe interlace the first two fingers on the big toes. Press those feet into the hands for a wide boat. Big toe hold. And then draw the soles of the feet together, clasping around the ankles. Sit tall and then fold forward into our butterfly. Letting the spine relax, elbows maybe going to the inner thighs. And then let's sit tall, extending the legs out in front of us, taking the hands a few inches behind the glutes, maybe turning the fingertips so they're pointed straight toward the legs or slightly out to the sides. Pointing the toes, lifting the hips off the ground, pressing into the hands as we come into an inclined plank. Letting that head fall back as far as is comfortable. Making sure we can still swallow comfortably. Breathe here. Open that heart. Open the belly. Engage the back side. Press into the heels. Squeezing your thighs together if it helps. And release down. Let's roll all the way onto the back. Soles of the feet plant on the ground. Hands next to the sides of the body. Press into the feet as we lift the tailbone off the ground, one vertebra at a time. We're going to march the feet here. Lift the right leg as we press into the left foot. Extend the right leg. Knees just stay level. Right foot comes down. Left leg extends. And then let's alternate. Right leg extends. And then left leg. We're going to try to keep everything as stable in the center so that we're just hinging at those knees. Just continue to switch from side to side. No rush. Slow, controlled movement. It's about the control. Making sure to do an equal amount on both sides. Notice that single. Strengthen the glute. Finding both feet on the ground. Maybe lift up a little higher, tucking the shoulders underneath the body, clasping the hands if it feels good. And then slowly releasing down. Let's let the knees collapse over to the right side. As we let the left fingertips come out to the side, look over the left fingertips, the left shoulder. Twisting. Relax into it. Final surrender into this spinal twist. Draw those legs back to center over to the other side. And then come back to center. Hug the knees in toward the chest. Take that chin up toward the knees. Imagine holding on, feeling just the tightness of holding on to that thing, those things that are keeping us from progressing, keeping us from being who we really want to be. And then let it go. Surrender it all for our Shavasana. Allow the breath to relax. Let go of any tension in the muscles. You surrender to a lot of things which are not worthy of you. I wish you would surrender to your radiance, your integrity, your beautiful human grace. Surrender to what is. Let go of what was. Have faith in what will be. I let go. I accept my life as it is. I do not judge. I do not dramatize. I let life's events come freely, and I welcome the lessons they convey. I stop struggling now. I let go and know that God always gives me that which is most appropriate for my soul. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you soon.